Welcome to Midnight Whispers. Today we'll dive into a mysterious story about a man who appears at the crossroads, a place where choices can change the course of fate. Who is he? And why, at every major decision, does it feel like someone unseen is quietly guiding us? Stay with us to uncover the mystery behind the man at the crossroads. If you enjoy emotional, thought-provoking, and mysterious stories, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss any videos from Midnight Whispers. Together, we'll step into a world where even the simplest choices can open doors to the unexpected. It was a night like no other. The mist hung low over the winding country road, swallowing the headlights of James Carter's old Buick. He was returning from a visit to his childhood home, a farmhouse that now stood abandoned, a silent monument to memories he tried too hard to forget. The clock on the dashboard blinked 2:13 a.m., the radio long dead, leaving only the hum of the engine and the occasional creak of the chassis. James didn't even realize he was nearing the crossroads until the fog parted slightly, revealing the flickering outline of a stop sign and the broken remains of a wooden fence. It was then he saw him, a man standing at the center of the intersection. He wore a long, tattered coat that flapped gently in the misty breeze. His face was obscured by a wide-brimmed hat, but something about his posture, something about his very presence, pulled at James's memory like a whisper from a half-remembered dream. James slowed the car to a crawl, rolling down the window. "You okay out here, buddy?" James called into the night. The man raised his head. Though his features were still hidden in shadow, James felt an immediate, gut-wrenching recognition. It was impossible to say why or how, but the sensation was undeniable. He knew this man. The stranger stepped closer. James's heart pounded. "You've taken a wrong turn," the man said. His voice was deep, almost echoing, like it came from a hollow place. "You're chasing something that won't save you." James blinked. "What are you talking about? Who are you?" The man tilted his head slightly, as if considering. "You carry the burden of what was left behind. You think you can fix it, but some things aren't meant to be mended." James gripped the steering wheel harder. "How do you know that?" The man reached into the pocket of his coat and pulled out a small silver locket. He held it up in the dim light. James gasped. It was his mother's locket. The same one she had worn every day until her death. The same one he had lost years ago during a reckless night he regretted more than anything. It had vanished, and he'd always blamed himself. "Where did you get that?" James shouted, stepping out of the car into the thick, wet fog. The man didn't answer. He simply opened the locket. Inside, James could see the tiny photograph of a baby. Him. A surge of memories flooded James's mind. His mother's laughter, the warmth of summer evenings on the porch, the smell of fresh pies cooling on the windowsill, and then the darkness, the arguments, the day he walked away and never came back. James stumbled forward. "Tell me who you are." The man finally lifted his head fully. In that moment, the mist seemed to draw back slightly, and James saw the stranger's face. It was his own face, older, warier, marked by the weight of years that hadn't yet passed. Before James could speak, the man smiled, a sad, knowing smile, and whispered, "Remember what matters." And then he was gone. No flash, no sound, just vanished into the mist, as if he had never been there at all. James stood frozen for what felt like hours. When he finally got back into the car, the locket was sitting on the passenger seat. In the days that followed, James became obsessed. He pored through old family albums, returned to the crumbling farmhouse, even dug into town records. He needed to know what had happened that night. Some theories came to him. A spirit? A ghost of himself? A warning? One evening, driven by desperation, he found himself back at the crossroads. No fog this time, no mysterious figure. Just the empty night and the whisper of the wind in the trees. He knelt down at the center of the intersection, feeling the cool asphalt beneath his hands. "If you're me," James whispered into the darkness, "what am I supposed to do?" There was no answer, but somehow in the silence, James understood. He couldn't change the past, but he could honor it. He reached out to his estranged siblings, reconnected with the people he had pushed away. He began volunteering at the local church, helping children from broken homes find safety and warmth, something he had always longed for himself as a boy, and he wore the locket every day. Years passed. James grew older, the lines of worry slowly replaced by lines of peace. One evening, as he sat on his porch watching the sunset, a young man approached. "Excuse me," the boy said, fidgeting nervously. "I'm lost. Can you help me find my way?" James smiled warmly, seeing something familiar in the boy's eyes. "Of course," he said, rising to his feet. "Everyone gets a little lost sometimes." And as he gave directions, he caught his own reflection in the window. For a split second, he saw the man from the Crossroads looking back at him, not with sadness this time, but with quiet pride. It had all come full circle. Maybe the man at the Crossroads had never been a stranger at all. Maybe he had been the part of James that refused to give up, the part that still believed in redemption, even when all seemed lost. And in finding his way back, James had finally set himself free.